Welcome to Oh Yeah Podcast. I'm whispering so my husband doesn't know that we started like an hour later than. But also I'm whispering because of that super chill jazzy intro song.
Hell yeah, that was wonderful. That theme song, our opening theme song, was sent to us by a Patrick N. Wrote us a really nice email about discovering our podcast, and they also said, I thought I'd try my hand at the King of the Hill theme song. I wanted to do something a little different, so I made an electronica/chill version.
Ooh.
Yeah, and
Very chill.
very chill, but really nice. I really like it.
Absolutely. Ooh, that was good.
Thank you, Patrick. That was excellente.
Mucho excelente.
Yet. So anyway, Jackie, hey!
Hi!
What are we doing today?
It's a King of the Hill episode.
Oh, okay.
And this is a King of the Hill podcast.
Oh.
And we are doing episode 4 of season 4. And it's Little Horrors of Shop.
That's right. It sure is. I love Hank.
Mm-hmm.
I just love Hank. I just love him. Such a great Hank episode.
He's extra Hanky in this episode.
Yes. That's such a... that is the perfect way to describe him, is just extra Hanky.
I definitely had some flashbacks to season 1 Hank, definitely moments of like, okay, this is almost too much how Hanky you are.
I know, but like way more likable, because season 1 Hank was just kind of an asshole.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. He's definitely set up to be the good guy to Peggy's
assholery. She's being such a dick in this episode.
Oh yeah. From the start.
From the very beginning. All right, so yes, shout outs. I'm gonna do an iTunes one. Yeah, iTunes. And I genuinely cannot remember if we've done this one already. So maybe somebody's getting an extra shout out. So I'm going to do 2 just to be safe.
Yeah, so, I'm happy to hear it again.
Yeah. All right. So this one is from Squid8, as in the number 8, Mel. And it says, dang old good time. The rest of it says, this show is so much fun to listen to. I've loved King of the Hill for a long time, and this pod makes me feel like I'm getting to chat with 2 of my best friends about this awesome show, poop jokes included. Thanks, Amy and Jackie, for such a great pod. Thank you, Squid8 Mel. Thank you.
Thank you. I love when people say that it feels like they're hanging out with their friends.
Yes, absolutely. It's one of my favorite compliments.
So nice. I wonder what we could do to up that feeling. Like, do we make fun of you more, or?
I feel like the live watch parties kind of feels like even more close friends.
Very much so, yeah.
Because we're seeing everyone's faces, we're chatting, we're joking. I'm definitely making fun of them.
Yeah.
To their faces. I don't say it behind their backs. Everybody gets it fully in their face.
They're such good sports about it.
Okay, and then my next one is from Spooky Nurse.
Ooh.
It just says, hilarious. And it says, been a listener since the beginning. Oh, and I have to admit, at the beginning, I found their cackling annoying. Oh. Shut up.
No.
As I listened more, though, I actually began to find their laughs endearing and find myself cackling along.
Wonderful.
From diarrhea to queefs with some King of the Hill sprinkled in. God, we've really cut out a niche for ourselves.
I know.
With some King of the Hill sprinkled in, this podcast is truly unfiltered. Thank you, ladies, for bringing some hap penis into my day.
Nice. I read that review a few days ago, and I really liked it because there are so many podcasts that I love now where at first I was like, I don't know. And it's just I'm so grateful that you stuck with us and gave us a chance. And there is a lot of
Absolutely.
cackling, but I think that it also can be like nice sometimes. So I appreciate that. And yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. I understand that it can be very annoying. So I totally understand. But yeah, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for giving us a chance.
I thought about that review for days after I read it, and I just thought, wow, it really speaks to you that you still stuck around, because the cackling is a lot and the sound quality is not great, so it can be very piercing to the eardrum. But
I feel like I'm being attacked.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Jackie.
It's both of us.
Oh. Anywho, those are my shout outs. How about you?
Well, I have a lovely email that Amy was kind enough to send to me because I haven't hooked our email up to my phone yet.
It's not annoying at all, by the way.
I don't know how to do it. And I also have like emails on my phone already. You want to hear how many unread emails I have on my phone?
No, it's going to make me it's going to disgust me.
3,075. I hate it too. You think I don't hate it? I hate it. It's a nightmare.
I'm one of those people. I can't. My phone has no notifications. If I get one, I have to clear it.
I hate it. It.
I would too.
3,075. So there's part of me that can't bear to add another email, but oh my god. Anyway, this is from Jerry C. Jerry C sent us an awesome email, just touching on so many different things. Yeah. Too many to, I guess, read out loud, but so many things that just instantly make me want to start talking about different things with the show. But I will say, I will read the first paragraph, which is lovely as well. And it says, couch pillows, recycling bin. Hey, gals. I discovered your podcast when my best friend, your Patreon with the glorious gams and the sword, Blake D.
Oh.
Shared a link to your episode in which you interviewed Nancy Gardner. I had just begun a rewatch of the show, and it felt rather providential.
I don't fucking know.
No. Sorry, Jerry. That I found a podcast to watch along with. I gave it a shot, and I devoured the show. I quickly caught up to where you currently are over the course of about a month and eagerly await the release of each new episode. I've got a lot to say since I've got a lot of show to catch up on, so feel free to read as much or as little as you want on the show. Thank you for listening. Well, this email is going to go into like a special file because you go on to talk about Bill being like the whole Bill being Bobby's father thing, and just talking about Peggy-centric shows and a bunch of other things. And I definitely want to come back to this email and touch on some of the things you highlighted. But
absolutely,
the beginning of the email, couch pillows, recycling bin, apparently that was a shopping list from Jerry that was included in the email.
Where are you shopping, Jerry? That has couch pillows and recycling bins.
Maybe Target?
Megalomart?
Oh.
I know, that made me laugh really hard because we got that first email and I saw couch pillows. Okay, what? I don't know what that is. And then I thought maybe, that's some sort of like reference to the show. I'm not getting it.
That's and then cut.
I know. And then we got the second email where Jerry just says, that first part was my shopping list. How embarrassing. I just started cracking up. I loved it.
It could have easily have been like preparation H.
I know, right?
No. Yeah.
Recycling bins. Good for you. You're taking care of the environment. Good for you, Jerry.
Yeah. And couch pillows. I mean, you're a romantic. I don't know.
Oh, God. All right. So, shout outs done. Patreon shout outs, though. Gotta do those babies, huh?
All right, now that we've gotten past the regulars, it's on to our Patreon shout outs, and we've got some new ones this week. Our first one being Joan. No last name, no picture given.
Oh, so mysterious.
I know it's you, Joan Cusack.
God, that's terrifying.
Oh, I would love for Joan Cusack to listen.
Then we've got Susan A. And Susan A does have a picture, and you're giving me Stevie Nicks witchy vibes. Beautiful
Perfect
hair,
eyebrows.
makeup, perfect eyebrows.
Excellent shoulders.
Lovely shoulders. Well done, Susan A.
Yes. A for effort.
Alluring.
Yeah.
All right. And you know what else we got to do? We got to talk about our annual Patreon. Pew, 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 pew.
Pew, 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 pew. Oh my God. Sorry.
It's all
Bluetooth. Got it all queued up and fully forgot to. Oh, I see.
Play it and then also.
Amy, don't worry about it.
Would you quit riding my ass?
Motherfucker.
Do you know how to turn off the Bluetooth?
Yes, I know how to turn off the Bluetooth, Amy, but I already turned it off, so why is it still coming out of there? Oh, motherfucker.
I don't know.
You think I want this? Welcome, Patreon!
This is the rhythm of the night. The night. Oh, yeah. The rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of my life. My life. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The rhythm of my life.
Jelly. Oh. There we go.
Shelly, are you ready?
Manda M.
Put an echo to that.
This whole thing's getting an echo. And then we got Shim. Hey. Yeah. Welcome everyone. Annuals, monthly. Yeah.
The rhythm of the Patreon. Oh, Patreon. The rhythm of the Patreon.
Oh, man. Oh, I wonder what Will is thinking right now.
Whatever it is, I know he's mad.
He's furious.
I told him I'd be done with this around 4 and it's 8 o'clock.
All right, well then let's get to stepping. Oh.
Yeah, let's just breeze through the rest of it.
Yeah.
All right.
The rest of the episode's going to be just 10 minutes. All right, season 4, episode 4. Air date October 31st. Halloween. 1999.
Spooky.
So spooky. So spooky. Spooky.
Spoopy.
Poopy. Peggy's back at it. She's back to work as a substitute teacher. She is grading papers incorrectly, but she's still doing it. She's, look, Hank, because Hank warns her. He says, hey, your physical therapist said to take it kind of easy. you're kind of going hard on grading those papers. Your check marks are wildly out of control. Please calm down. And she says, look, if I'm going to win Substitute Teacher of the Year for the third time, I can't slow down. The hustle never stops. Got to keep grinding. Later that day at work, Hank is having a very personal sexual phone call about propane. And Buck walks in, hangs up his phone call, and was like, when was the last time you took a day off? And Hank says, well, I took the day off when Bobby was born 12 years ago. And I meant to make it up, or I meant to tell you that I wasn't actually sick. Real sorry. Also, I came in that Saturday to make the day up.
So Hanky.
So Hanky. Buck's like, get out of here. You have to take a break. I've got people like getting mad at me and they're saying my premiums are going to go up. So just go. You have to take like 2 weeks off, or you got to take some time off. Just go.
I love his reasoning though, too. He's just like, some pencil neck or pencil pusher is just like, if you don't take vacations, you get sloppy. And in the propane business, when you get sloppy, people die. And when people die, my premiums go up.
Right. Does not care that people are dying, but when they die, it costs him money, Hank. So go take a break. So Hank is now on vacay. He is already bored out of his mind. It's the next morning. Peggy's on her way to go substitute teach some sort of band, I guess a band class, whatever. And
yeah,
he's just like, okay, well, I guess I'll just try and find something to do. So he goes to the garage. Everything's immaculate, of course. There's nothing to clean, no projects for him that he wants to do. He sees a rake and he's like, oh, yeah, I can go rake some leaves. Lawn's immaculate, not a single blade out of place. He even rips a leaf off of a tree and then puts it on the ground and rakes it just so he has something to do. He is bored out of his mind.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think Hank understands sitting in front of the TV for hours on end.
Yeah, or just build a shed for yourself. Whatever.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Take a nap.
Yeah.
Take a nap. Hank, you're on vacation. Take a nap. That evening, the guys are hanging out outside, drinking beer, and Hank's just like, so what did you guys all do? Tell me about your days. Boomhauer, tell me about that belt. I haven't had anything to do or anyone to talk to all day. Please give me something. I'm bored out of my mind.
Yeah.
Bill explains how, he killed a bug and Dale killed some bugs, and Dale saying that he's got to go take care of a termite.
Oh, yeah.
Potentially more. And Hank says, hey, sounds like you could use an extra hand, right? Can I come along with you? And Dale's like, yeah, of course. So Hank goes along with Dale, goes and, tents a house for termites, goes with him. He's sitting on somebody's toilet seat, and eventually Hank is just like, I gotta get out of here. I shouldn't even be in this house. He goes to pick up Bobby from school. As Bobby and him are riding back, Hank's like, tell me about your day. I was bored again. Please tell me about your day. So Bobby kind of goes into about his day a little bit and says, oh, my new favorite class is shop. And Hank's like, oh my God, tell me all about that. He's like, whenever I ask about your day, I mean, tell me about shop. And Bobby explains, well, we don't really even do anything. It's great. It's just like a free period. And Hank's, of course, he's outraged by this. Like, how dare they not have a shop teacher right now? This is outrageous. Immediately goes to the school, talks to Principal Moss, like, we got to have shop for these kids. It's important. And, you used to know what these tools were, Carl Moss. And Principal Moss is just like, we can't afford another substitute teacher. We can't afford a new shop teacher. We just have to wait until they get back. It's not that big of a deal. And Hank's like, well, you know what? I'll do it. And I'll do it for free. That sounds good to me. And
yeah, for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. And Moss is like, all right, but your wife already works here, so I don't want you guys to get all pissed off and yelling at each other. And Hank's like, we have a great marriage. And he goes, well, I don't want to catch you making out in the teacher's lounge. And Hank, you won't.
You won't.
So good. So Hank has now taken over the shop class. Peggy writes him out this crazy, complicated teaching plan that is, of course, not going well with middle school kids. They don't give a fuck about pedagogy or whatever she says.
Yeah, why would you even read that list to them?
Right. Sanatoria was one of them, I think. It was so weird.
Yeah.
So Hank just he's like, well, nobody's listening to this. Whatever, let's just get into some work. So Hank impresses everybody in the class by his knowledge and his ability to fix a squeaky chair, and he very quickly becomes everybody's favorite teacher. Not even just substitute teacher, but they just love him. He's, inspiring them and, teaching them how to make things and making them feel good about it. So, yeah, Hank is now everybody's favorite. And this is freaking Peggy out because she wants that substitute teacher of the year award, and she'll be damned if anybody takes it from her, especially her husband.
Oh, yeah.
Hank goes to Principal Moss and he's like, we need wood, we need some more supplies, things like that. And Principal Moss is like, once again, we don't have any money. We are incredibly underfunded.
We can't even afford wood.
Can't afford wood.
For shop.
Nothing. For shop. The one thing that they should have. So Hank says to the kids, I'm sorry, there's really nothing. And he's like, you know what? This whole school could use like a facelift. Let's go take care of some of the problems that, aren't being taken care of. Like, the boys' bathroom the doors need to be fixed. Some graffiti needs to be sanded off. Let's go fix that broken sign so it doesn't say Landy anymore.
Yeah.
So all the kids in the shop class are fixing different places in the school, feeling really empowered and proud of themselves.
Yeah.
And people are just impressed by Hank. All of the kids just love him, even the ones that aren't in shop. They want Mr. Hill to be their teacher.
He's the cool teacher.
He's the cool teacher. He's, making people happy. What?
He's making people happy. He is.
But not Peggy. He's not making Peggy happy because she sees all these kids are just like, Mr. Hill, you're the coolest. Hey, Mr. Hill, I can't wait to see you in class tomorrow. And she realizes he very well may win substitute teacher of the year. So she does like a straw man poll, I guess. And yeah, it's just okay, I kind of want to know, what are my chances here? And lo and behold, Hank has more votes than she does.
Does Laura Croft have more votes than she does?
Oh, I don't know, but probably. However, Peggy didn't really need to worry because Bobby is apprehended by Principal Moss. He's got a tool belt on. He's got a keyhole saw knife, I believe is the name of it. And Moss is like, Hank, I saw your boy walking around here with all of these weapons, and you can't have him walking around with all these weapons. We have a zero tolerance policy. And Hank's like, they're not weapons, they're tools. And
you used to know that.
And Moss is and he says, I told all of my students to bring tools because you guys don't have any. You don't have any. And so Moss is like, all right, well, that makes it easier for me. I have to suspend you, Hank. Suspend him.
Yeah.
You have detention now, Hank. So Hank leaves. He was kicked off school property. And everybody's bummed out. Hank's bummed. All the kids miss him. However, Peggy is now, she kind of brilliantly says, I know that everybody's upset, and I am too. And in protest, I am taking myself off of the ballot for Substitute Teacher of the Year, and I will be running as Mrs. Hank Hill.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. So Hank's, still on vacation, and he joins Dale for a little soak in that termite-infested house's bathtub. It's like a, bathtub jacuzzi. It's very nice. Dale suggests TPing Moss's house or the school board. Hank just says, no, forget it. It's not worth it. I'm just going to find something else to do. He's back home. He's bored. He's in his garage again, trying to, think of something to do, when a bunch of kids from shop class, they come up and they're like, Mr. Hill, we still have these projects we want to finish. Like, I got this napkin holder for my mom that she needs. She needs it desperately. And Hank's like, well, I mean, I've got tools here. You guys can, hang out here and we'll do like kind of a impromptu shop class and we'll finish all your projects. Peggy then later explains to Hank, hey, guess what? Great news. You're allowed back on the property, the school property, to watch me probably win Substitute of the Teacher award. Substitute of the Teacher? Oh my God! Substitute Teacher of the Year award. I'm tired. I'm very out of breath and I'm tired.
You got it. You got it. Everyone knew what you meant.
Oh my God. Okay, anyway, so they're at the school. Principal Moss announces the winner, and it is Peggy, Mrs. Hank Hill. Woo! Woo! 3rd year in a row. She gets up there. She's about to give a speech, and she realizes, oh my God, I left my speech in my coat. And she's like, Hank's on the corner. He's out on the sidelines. And she's like, Hank, my speech. And as he walks out onto the stage to bring her speech, the school just erupts into cheers. They're like, Mr. Hill, you're the best. We love you. And, Peggy's like, can you hear that? They love me.
They love me.
Hank's like, yeah, that's great. And as he walks away, he realizes that they're cheering for him. And it was like my favorite little moment. He like turns and gives like a little small wave to everybody. And they just like lose their minds. They're so excited to see him. And he walks off the stage, and just as Peggy declares that I'm the king of the school, everybody goes completely silent. And that's the episode.
Yay! Well done.
Whew! Okay. I need a sip of water and a breath. All right, so Jackie, tell me. Fave moms, quos.
This is such a great episode. It's like a classic Hank. He's so hanky. And then it's classic Peggy at her Peggy worst.
Mm-hmm.
Insecure.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just great. And then we get Principal Moss, who's always good.
Always good.
Guaranteed funny. So many quotes. So my first quote is it's an exchange between Principal Moss and Hank. Principal Moss is saying, Hank, we don't have money for all these fancy teaching aids like wood. And Hank says, the Carl Moss I knew wouldn't. And then Principal Moss cuts him off and he says, give it a rest, Hank. All parents care about these days is zero tolerance drug policies and literacy. Why can't Johnny read? Why can't Johnny read? God, that gets old. And then Hank says, but Carl, shop is the foundation of all learning. And I tell you what, a youngster with a tool in both hands has no hands left to do drugs. And then Carl, just exasperated, he's just like, they'll just put the tools down if they want to do drugs bad enough.
I know. That whole exchange is so good. Why can't Johnny read? God, that gets old. and when he's just like, he like pushes his glasses up and he's like rubbing the bridge of his nose between his fingers, like they'll just put him down if they want to do the drugs bad enough. Which is true. They will.
Exactly. They'll be like, I'm going to put this to the side. I'm about to do drugs right now. I need both hands.
I'll come back to it when I'm real high. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you've ever tried to put together a piece of furniture high, it is the hardest thing I've ever done.
You need to create something, not build something.
Yeah, I tried to put together a shoe rack. It was literally 4 pieces of wood and some pegs, and I'm not kidding. It took 2 hours because I was way too high.
Oh my God. I watched half a season of this cooking show with Will, and I could not get the concept of the show. Will like tried to spell it out for me so many times, and I was like, it's like you're speaking another language. I do not know what you're talking about. I'm just gonna keep watching, but I don't understand the stakes of this show. And it was very simple. Anyway, my next quote is by Hank, and it's when he's teaching shop and he's looking through the tools in the tool cabinet in the classroom, and he can't find a bevel gauge, and he's like, "I'll bet the cost benefit Yahoo that decided this shop could do without a bevel gauge has never even tried to test a bevel, much less a chamfer."
What a burn! That is all foreign. Again, you're speaking another language, Hank.
Much less a chamfer. No idea what any of that means. How do you even? What's a bevel? How do you test it? What's a chamfer? So I love that. And then shortly after that quote, he's looking over something that Bobby built, and he's saying to Bobby, "Just remember to clamp your butt joint." And then Bobby laughs like, and because it's so obviously funny. And then Hank's like, "Oh, I get it." And then Bobby's still laughing. He's like, "Sorry, Dad, and Hank's like, "No, it's okay. Joke's on me. You're right. You should use a miter joint there. That'll look better." And Bobby's like, "Better than and then Hank's like, "butt joint." And then Bobby just like loses it.
I know, and I love it. And Hank's like, "All right, well now you're just rubbing it in."
I'll rub it in.
And I think that moment is when you said he's extra Hanky. That's a perfect moment right there. Like, Hank, how are you not understanding that saying butt joint to a 12-year-old is the most hilarious thing, because you're saying butt joint.
Oh, it's butt joint itself is one word, but it doesn't even exist in it. He might as well be saying butter.
Right, exactly.
And then there's another quote by Hank, and it's when it's during class and Joseph is making a napkin holder, and Hank is saying, "Nice sanding, Joseph. Boy, this napkin holder's smooth enough to hold even the finest napkins." And then Bobby is walking by and he whispers to Joseph, "Your mom's gonna love it."
I love that so much. Bobby's
Your
great.
mom's gonna love it. Just
I know, a napkin holder. I'd be like, "God damn it. Thanks, Joseph."
my last thing I wrote down is a quote by Hank, and it's after, by this point, he's given, like, all the kids have brought tools from home and they're fixing stuff around the school, and he's really inspired everyone. And at a certain point, Bobby ends up getting busted in the hallway. He's all the kids are just like working on projects around the school, and Bobby happens to be doing something, and he has some tools with him, and Carl Moss busts him, and he's just like, "Hank, your kid has all these tools. These are weapons. We have a zero tolerance policy on bringing weapons into a school." And Hank's trying to argue with him and saying, like, "These are tools, they're not weapons. You used to know that, Carl." And he says, "Using a saw for a weapon makes about as much sense as using a gun to cut a 2x4. That's how my dad built my treehouse. That's how he cleaned it too." How he cleaned it? It would be so much easier to use a broom.
That's not what guns are for.
I know. That's you You're going to ruin the treehouse. Anyway, that's everything I wrote down.
Well done. You pretty much you nailed pretty much all the ones that I had. But there's just a couple that I have. There's just like this great little visual gag where when Hank and Dale are in the bathtub, and Dale gets out and he's got a towel on his head, like, you've got your hair up or whatever, and he takes the towel off and his hat is still on underneath the towel. I thought that was great. Hank asks all of them to show him what projects they had been working on. He's like, all right, well, just show me what you guys were doing. And they're like, oh, we were making birdhouses. He's like, okay, great, let's see them. So they like take out all their birdhouses. They're total messes. They look nothing like a birdhouse. And Hank's going around looking at all of them, and he grabs Joseph's and he goes, okay, Joseph, well, I don't see any reason your father needs to know about this. Like Dale
So
would be so
Hanky.
horrified. I know. And then my last one would just be when Bobby tells him that there is no shop class anymore. He goes, what? Hold on, son. And Bobby like grabs onto the oh shit handle, and he just carefully drives off to the side of the road. Like, he doesn't like skid out or slam on the brakes. He just easily goes over and then puts his hazard lights on. So that's pretty much all I've got.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like we're ready to get into listener comments.
Yes, and something I'm very excited about. We have a listener comment song.
Yes. From
I
who?
haven't listened. From Sean R.
Oh, thank God.
I know. And he sent us a very lovely email. And he says that this is his listener comment song to Genuine's Pony.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and play that right meow. You ready?
Yes.
All right.
I'm just a podcaster looking for a comment. Someone who loves King of the Hill, especially Peggy. Gotta be compatible, devoted like Mars at C-137. When Jackie and Amy read them off, you know the good ones are getting them off. So listeners, let's do it. Write in that comment. Your hosts are waiting for those listener comments. So listeners, let's do it. Write in that comment. Your hosts are waiting for those listener comments.
All I can see when I hear that song now is Channing Tatum drilling screws into a piece of wood with his his penis.
Sean, that was incredible.
Thank you, Sean.
Oh, I'm so red.
Oh no. You've scandalized our modesties or something. Whatever.
Oh.
We're both hot now.
Oh, yeah. Very hot, very red, very moist.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you. If anybody wants to send in a listener comment, please do. hello@hoyapod.com or, nope, listener comment song is what I meant. Or you can send us a voicemail. You can leave a voicemail. And what's that number, Jackie?
It's 386-530-3876. Bing! I'm pretty sure that's right. You can always double check it on our Instagram.
That's the one. All right, so let's get into listener comments. Hella_Ween says, Peggy just dropping toast in her purse? Oh my lord, the crumbs! I think that was weird too. I thought that was weird too.
By bleep_bloop, it's a 3-parter. It says, Hank's willingness to believe in Peggy's version of herself matches Dale's absolute trust in Nancy. This ep is one of the rare moments where you can see he's aware of her limitations, but he loves her so much he would never dare shake her view of herself, even at a cost to himself. Wow. Well, I would say the only difference is, well, I was going to say the only difference is that Hank has this awareness where Dale doesn't, but maybe Dale does. And that's the whole thing, right?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
I don't remember what I said, but I know that was a great point by Bleep Bloop.
Yes, that is a good point. I was listening to the point from Bleep Bloop. I wasn't listening to you. I'm sorry.
It doesn't
I was
matter.
looking for comments.
It doesn't matter.
Sorry.
No. What I said wasn't that important, but what Bleep Bloop said I thought was very thought-provoking.
It is. It's very good. And I would say that, Hank he knows that Peggy is, she's got more confidence than she actually should. But, he's totally fine with it normally.
Yeah.
And he just lets her do it. It's all good.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. There are 2 quotes by Zach Valentine. I forgot to write these down, but they definitely made me laugh. One is a quote by Peggy, and it's when she's grading papers, and she says, "These grades are plummeting faster than I did when I fell out of that airplane." And the other one is Dale as he's wearing someone's contact. "Wow, this guy has bad eyesight." And that was such a freaky moment where he turns around from that medicine cabinet while they're in that tented house. And he looks like David Bowie or Marilyn Manson with one crazy blue contact in. He's just putting these people's contacts in his eyeballs.
So disgusting.
Gross.
So we have these 2 comments that are almost right next to each other, and they both make me laugh. So M. Mazias says, "I love Clark's snot running down his nose when he comes to tell Hank about Bobby." And then white guy named Tyrone says, "I want to punch Clark Peters in his stupid fucking face. Blow your nose, you twat." That's awesome. Oh my God. I know. It disgusted me when he was like, ew, God. Oh, I hate it.
I know. I'm definitely in the white guy named Tyrone camp. That is disgusting. But and I say that as somebody who in middle school had such bad allergies. Every class I was in, I would use each teacher's box of tissues entirely, each class. I had horrible allergies, but use a tissue. Lieberg Art, a quote by Hank, "I have enough Sanders for everyone."
He's got 8 Sanders. Okay.
Yeah, he's suspended from school. All the kids go to his house and they're like, "Do you have enough of these tools?" And he's like, "I have 3," which already seems like a lot of one tool to have at your house. And he's like, "So some of you will have to share." And another kid's like, "What about Sanders?" And he's like, "I have enough Sanders for everyone." An entire class of children.
I know. McPeekaboo 0, one of my all-time favorite episodes. Hank is such a dad. He's adorable in this episode.
Susan Marie 21 says, "Peggy is such a bitter bitch. I love it." And she really is. I mean, she is. She's going full Peggy this episode. That one part where she is it's after Hank is suspended and she's like, he's not eligible for substitute teacher of the year anymore this year. So in protest, I'm going to be taking my name off the ballot as well. And for a split second, you're like, oh, she's being so supportive. And then she's like, "I'm taking my name off and I'm replacing it with Mrs. Hank Hill." So she's just trying to use all of his popularity to win herself.
Oh,
Peggy.
Peggy. Nintari Wizard. Landy Middle School rules.
The Slim Sadie 420. Oh, very cool name.
Very cool.
Says, "Hank is hot in this episode." Awesome.
He is.
Very cool.
I don't want to catch you 2 making out. You won't. I'll never get over that emphasis of we don't. It's like we don't make out at all. Don't worry.
You won't. How dare you? Catch My Cats which very cool name,
Wow. Yeah.
says, Bobby, find me a frog.
I know, she's just gonna kill and dissect a frog and then
She forgot
raise the biology.
She forgot the bio test answers at school, so she just rolls up her sleeve and she's like, Bobby, find me a frog.
God.
She really does deserve substitute teacher of the year.
Absolutely, she does. She definitely does, but she is an asshole in this episode.
She's fully an asshole. Yeah.
I love this. So we have, okay, so Nintari Wizard says, it kills me that Peggy is unaware of a metronome.
Yeah,
and then Catherine Moore says, until they invent a machine that can stand in front of a band and keep the beat, and Peggy is literally describing a metronome.
Yeah.
Catherine Moore also says, I remember when teachers erased their mistakes with spit on overhead projectors. I do too, and it was always so gross.
I never saw that.
Oh man, definitely.
My teachers always had a little spray can. Maybe they filled it with spit. I don't know.
Gross. God. All right, and for my last one, fruit pie fan. Hank says, this whole not working thing is going to give me a heart attack, I tell you what.
And my last one is by _dangerously. A keyhole saw. You used to know that. Hank talking to Carl Moss. Ooh, are you ready for trivia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
I have 3 questions. How many do you have?
I have 1.
All right.
All right. I will go first. Jackie, where did the lunch lady and shop teacher go to elope?
Branson.
Ah, was that one of your trivia questions?
Yes!
I knew it. As I was writing it down, I was like, that's going to be one of hers.
Oh, yeah.
Ah!
All right. Okay. Amy, teaching can be divided into 7 spectras. We heard about 5. You mentioned sanitaria. Can you name at least 2 others of the remaining 4?
Oh my God. Was pedagogy? Was
yes,
that one?
it was.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure if I made that up. Okay, one more. Allegory. No, I don't know. No, I don't know. I cannot think of the other ones.
Oh,
Isn't it something like Prince Andrew or Prince Edward, something like that?
it's like
She had like a whole thing to go along with it.
Sir something. Yes. Her little mnemonic remembering thing is Sir Arnold prefers dining ... So there's more to it. But she mentions
Disciplinaria.
yes. Excellent. So we have, she only mentioned 5, but we have salutatory, attendatory, pedagogy, disciplinaria, and sanitaria. And then my last question, Amy.
Yes.
Here I sit, brokenhearted, came to shit, but only blank.
Farted.
Yes! Well done. And do you know the next episode?
Yeah, I am so stoked. Aisle 8.
Yay! It's about periods. It's about periods.
I can't wait to hear everybody's period stories. We should have you guys send us your period stories.
Send in your period stories. Send in what your questions about periods. Send in your answers about periods. There's so much to talk about in this episode. I cannot wait.
It's gonna be a bloody good time.
A bloody good time.
Oh, bloody good time. Wow.
So everyone make sure you're wearing your extra thick overnight maxi pads because it's going to be a bloody good time. Aisle 8A.
All right, everybody. Is that it? Is that all we got?
That's it.
All right. I'm done. Goodbye.
All right, everyone. Follow us on all the things. Call us, leave us a voicemail, email us, send us letters to our P.O. box. And that's it. And until next time.
Until next time.
Via con Dios.
Bye. Bye.
This is the rhythm of the night.
My love. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Rhythm of the night.
This is the rhythm of
You know, when I was younger, I did jazz recital to this song.
Oh, please tell me you still remember how to do it.
I remember parts of it, but it started out where I was lying down in a fog, and then I just kind of peek out doing like a kick fan, and then it was all filmed, and they did like a lot of zooming in and panning across the girls, and when they panned across, you saw me for a split second, but it just happened to be when I was picking a wedgie out of my crotch.
We have to watch this video.
I have to find it. Anyway, see you next time,
All right, bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Yay! Send us your period stories. Woo!
Yeah. Hello at hoyapod.com.
This is the rhythm of the night.